Well, it's time to share our cheapest and best mods we've done to this caravan. Everything we have done, we have paid full retail for. We are not sponsored by anybody. We don't make any money out of YouTube. These are just things that we did that work for us. And hopefully, if you can improve your caravanning experience with one of these cheap options that we've done, fabulous. Everything we've bought is either from Aldi, TEMU, Bunnings, eBay. So nothing out of the ordinary, and they are cheap, and I will show you the products and the prices we paid for them. So here we go. This is our Breville Oven, which is also a toaster, slow cooker, roaster, air fryer, just a normal oven. It does heaps, pizzas, everything, and it's really great. Does crumpets. It's an automatic timer. It's brilliant. I don't have any power on at the moment, otherwise I would show you some of the settings, but we changed our microwave to put one of these in. So this bar is just to keep the grill tray from falling out. It has no other purpose but for that, but it works wonderfully otherwise. So we just make sure it's in when we travel, and we know that that tray is not going to come out. Highly recommend this instead of just the microwave. Like I said, it does everything. Toasting, I can put a roast on, I can do chips in it, pizzas, reheat food. It really is a one-stop shop for vans that do not have an oven. Obviously, we only have the grill. And I'll put up the current price of what these are worth, but they come in silver as well, but we got the black one to match the black fridge. And the good old faithful Fusion locks. These are wonderful. This holds my dishwashing liquids, so to do, wash hands and all those sort of things. We use them in the bathroom as well as the kitchen, and I'll show you the one. They stay on. We have not had any problems with these. They stick on. We've been down those corrugated roads and wonderful. So highly recommend them. On the kitchen again, we did change the sink tap because we found it was just one of those normal household ones that came in fairly flat, and I found I didn't have a lot of clearance. So it was just a Bunnings special, last of clearance, and I find now I've got more room to be able to put pots in and things like that. Saying that, we also did that to the bathroom. So we made a larger sink for that. So because it was too hard to, when you were brushing your teeth and everything, and the spout was really, really low. There it is. The spout was very, very low. So being tall people, yeah, we found that was another cheap, updated version that we're happy with. Okay, so staying with the kitchen theme, don't judge my cupboards, please. But this is just a normal everyday dish rack. I think I bought it at a Knops shop for like $1. And what I find is it's great for everything in ours is basically plastic, but it's wonderful for plates, bowls and everything. You put it all in one spot, and it's just a standard everyday cheap rack that you can get from Kmart for, they're, $2, but I put everything in, and if I have more plates, I can line them up so I don't have to have the cups and saucers this way. I have them all this way, and they're easy to get in, easy to get out. I usually have my cutting boards at the back, and it just holds everything in place, and I know that they're all secure. But everything's mainly plastic anyway. We've got nothing heavy in this van, which is great. These, a simple towel rail, and I've got extra ones in the kitchen. I have extra ones in the dinette area, and that is for towels, clothes, tea towels. I've even got another one up above the toilet, which I put the shower screen curtain thing, hang it, or I can hang things like towels and stuff just to help with drying, with air, heat and things like that, just to, you know, when things are a little bit damp. The window's open so it gets sunlight through, so very happy with those. Obviously you can buy them anywhere, so they're cheap, they're lightweight, they're not heavy. I think they're like a cheap plastic. So but yeah, very handy to have, especially when you're trying to dry things. So the tea towels generally always stay up here. And then sometimes we put our big towels and we hang them over, obviously after having dinner, but very handy to have. My dad told me about that, so thanks Daddy, appreciate that. Great tip, really great tip. All right, so one of the biggest things I was able to change was my cushion covers. I got a quote from like Clark Rubber to get all new foam, and I was horrified at the price. It was $800 just for the foam, and I thought that is ludicrous. So, not being light people, yes, we can feel the wear in the cushions when we sit down. Sometimes you can feel the wood. So I thought, well, I really just need to get some extra cushioning and some maybe cushion covers. So TEMU came into play here. These are just a tie-on cover, and I've got a black one as well. So these are just tie-on covers here and here. I've got two on, don't ask me why, but I do like to do two. I really like them. I think they add a bit of freshness to the Caravan. The original upholstery is still there. It is more of a maroony black, and it's beautiful fabric, and it's very clean because we're always trying to cover it. But with Stella, she likes to bring in some dirt on her paws, and that is fine. But I find this stuff works really well. And it's cheap. I found, I think I'll put the price up, but I think from memory they were about $35. So now I'm going to show you what I did with the cushioning. So, cushions, TEMU. This is a rounded edge, as you can see. It's you get 3 in a pack. I think I'll put the dimensions in. I think they're about 50 by 60. And it sort of worked well for the couch. So it was around about 1 metre. So all I did, there's the original cushions, is I've just put that on, and they came in a pack of 3. So I've got one here, one here. Now, I had an extra one, so I thought, well, I'll put it on top. So I usually put 2 here, and then I just tie the covers over. And there you go. You wouldn't even know, but the support is excellent, and it was only $30. So forget the $800, not worth doing that, and I can change it at any time, which I love. I can get, these come in multiple colours. They were grey, browns, pinks, blues, but you can even get pattern ones. TEMU have a whole range of stuff like that, and it's simple as take it off, wash it, put it back on. So not concerned, it was cheap and I love it. So small van, you know, open ensuite. And for some people, they don't care about that, and we mostly don't, but there are times where you think, I would like a little bit of privacy. So simple thing, here we go. Bunnings extendable rod. Curtain. It's just a simple curtain. So if you need a little bit of privacy for whatever reason, it was just a cheap alternative, and it's not always there. So when we're finished with it or we don't need it, it's up, and then I use my rack at the top to hold it. Oh. Yep. And it's out of the way. So it's there if we need it. Sometimes when we're off grid and we're with family who don't have showers, you know, we'll offer them our shower and they can come in and use it and use that, and we'll go outside obviously. But yeah, so it's there if you need it. But if you don't need it, it doesn't impact anything. eBay is the reading lights. These lights Very simple to buy from eBay, and they come with a 12-volt charging. So we charge our phones and things like that. And obviously they're touch on, touch off. They were not expensive. I'll show you here how much they cost. And I find that they're a really nice light. The other ones were fine, but this is just a little bit nicer and it was fairly cheap. All right, it's wardrobe time. Do not judge. So you do get hanging space in all caravans. You get this as a hanging space. Clearly I'm not going to hang anything. So Adrian kindly made me some shelves and I stick a whole heap of stuff in there. Usually it's folded neatly, but I get so much more in there than I would if I was hanging it. If you don't have shelves, highly recommend it. Highly, highly recommend it, and just put all your clothes in one area and you free up other cupboards for other things that you may need. So yeah, no hanging space for me. This I prefer. So we're going to talk about a controversial mod that we did, and it's to do with the bed. So we have a full-size queen, memory foam, one of those really nice, big, thick, you know, memory foam ones for home, but we bought an extra one in a queen. Now, because the queen takes up so much of the bed, decided to build an extra table into more of a king bed. Plus Stella has extra room to look out the window. So I'll show you what that looks like. There we go. A homemade table. I've just got some padding on it with some legs, which we bought the taller legs and just made them a little bit shorter to where we needed it to fit. And that can come out quite easily. It's very light, it's not difficult, and I can put stuff underneath it. So things like if I had extra lightweight stuff like toilet rolls or an extra blanket, I could put it underneath because there's still plenty of room there to put stuff, shoes, if I want it. But I'm very happy with this decision. We haven't tested it yet, but already I know it's going to work. If you struggle with bed space, or if you're a knee sleeper or a side sleeper like me, I think this is going to be a bit of a game changer for us. So, you know, we're not small people, we're not ashamed to admit it. So Adrian's like 6'5", 6'6", so he struggles with room anyway, and then he put it a queen size bed. Yeah, and then you put Stella in and she likes to sleep sideways. This, to save our marriage, is required. So, but I really think this is going to work. So I'm very happy. We decided to leave Adrian's side normal because he uses that to go in and out and check things. He's got his little nicky-nacky things for the van. If anything goes wrong, it's always in his cupboard. So we're planning on not doing his section. So that will stay as it is, we think. Okay, it's all constructed. This is the extra 2 pieces of, they're actually pillows, but they're the super foam pillows. Everything was made to measure to make sure it was flat. So what will happen is when I make the bed, I'll just use the normal sheets, but then I can then just put the doona over the top, if I can, and make it look a lot neater than that. But the good thing about it is I've got extra leg room because we're not small people. Stella can then look by the window. She can see what's going on outside without trying to jump to the window. And it's a good use of space. I've still got access to put things underneath. So if I wanted to put shoes, I don't know if you can see that in there. If I want to put shoes or something, not a problem. It doesn't affect the wardrobe because I was basically walking on the bed anyway to get my clothes. So really nothing has changed. So I'm very happy with that. We haven't fully tested it yet. We're going to go down south just for a couple of days, but I'm really happy with it and I think it'll work wonders. And it was cheap. It was like a $30 part and it's just going to be life-changing, I think. So as you can see, it's a lot neater now. And there's room for Stella. She can actually look out the window. She's got extra room. I've got extra room. So yes, everyone will be happy with that decision. Hi, baby girl. You got extra room in the bed now? Yeah. I got my own spot and I can see out the window. Going to add, because it is a full queen, it does take up a lot of our entry into our van. But we did get one of these, and it is a grab handle. They are from Bunnings, and it's just to give you that extra support if you feel like you need it. Very handy. I do use it all the time, especially if I'm coming into the van. I mean, we do have good steps, but it's still always nice just to grab that, or if I'm putting something into the dinette, I can throw it in and still hold on to that. So do recommend these. I just think they're a very handy tool to have. So another cheap mod that we use quite a lot. Yep, the eBay diesel heater. And if you are off-grid, I highly recommend getting one of these. They are brilliant. Once again, my dad had one of these in his van and he told us to get one. Fabulous tip. So thanks, Daddy, again for that. This is the vent for when the hot air comes out. This is where the air comes in. That's the control panel. This is the diesel heater fuel tank. It's in the front boot because it's not UV stabilised. We're quite happy to have it there, and obviously it's diesel, so it's extra fuel if we actually need it. So I've got a couple of clips just to hang some, brooms and stuff that we need, get it out of the way, but overall did nothing really to the boot. The caravan cover. It's a little bit loose at the moment because we have it open on the other side, but absolutely recommend 100% the Aldi caravan covers. They come out maybe twice a year, generally around $100, and ours is not a pop-top van obviously, but I'll show you what a pop-top van looks like. So this is the same cover and it covers most of the van. The good thing about these is they have zips where your doors could be. So there's actually 3 zips. There's one in the middle, one at the front, and one at the back. So parents' van, their door is at the back. So they have easy access. They just open up one zip and it's easy access to their van. You can tie it at the back as well. We find the rope actually breaks quite easily. So we do replace that from time to time. But that's a pop-top van. This is a non-pop-top van, so it covers the whole rear of our van, and we're quite happy with it. So this is an old one, it needs replacing. We've got another one, but it's fully elasticized. It's got like a felt, in there. These come with weights in the bottom, so when you throw it to the other person, it actually goes to the other side. It's also double stitched where the ties go. We highly recommend these, to purchase these. We've tried the eBay ones, online specials. They're about $150, $165. Nothing compares to these. For $100, they are absolutely worth it. So they're very well made. This one is due to be replaced. We do have some holes in it already. It rubs because it covers we cover it over the gas bottles as well. Absolutely 100% recommend these Aldi caravan covers. Gas bottles. Just some old rubber hose. We cut them in half. Adrian put it onto the bottom. Just protects it on top of the drawbar. It's not a, you know, just a spare piece of hose, so not an expense there at all. But, you know, works great. I'm happy with it. I'd rather have a little bit of protection, stop it from rubbing or rusting, but yeah, very happy with that. Quirky update. TEMU, it's a sticker for the side table. All it does is just sort of makes our caravan just a little bit more unique. So I think it was a couple of dollars. I'll let you know how much we paid for that. But they've got a heap of varieties. So it was black. I thought that'd look good. So we did it. TEU Clearance Lights. We decided to upgrade ours because they were small. I've got pictures of what the old ones used to look like. So I'll show you what they look like compared to these new ones, which we're really happy about. They're a lot bigger and they work a lot better. So very happy with them. They go, and I think we've got red ones at the rear. So we've got 2 clear ones at the front. We have 3 orange ones down the sides, and we have 2 red ones at the back. So yeah, and I'll put up the TEMU price for those. Mice proofing was a big one, especially after doing the Nullarbor trip and having mice in the van. Yes, mice proofing. And here's the best tips we did that were very cheap and extremely effective. We can also use peppermint oil. I hear you put it down the tap as well, or down the drain, but we found this to be super effective. Mesh. This is just to prevent mice or any extra bugs coming into the van after our Nullarbor trip, and we just thought that that was a bit of a safety peace of mind thing, just putting extra mesh on the outside that they can't chew through. And this weird contraption is to prevent mice, because on our Nullarbor trip we had mice up the kitchen sink. They couldn't get through. That was in our first episode, and Adrian found this particular air vent at Bunnings and he's attached it to the, what do you call them?
Cam locks.
Yep, those things. And we now put that on the back of the van to prevent mice. This is very basic, and I'm pretty sure most people do this, but just to make sure, we have our caravan bag for just caravan keys. This is solely the front door key. That is it, because when we arrive at a destination, I grab that. Adrian has that. That does everything for his boot that he needs, or the outside locks and stuff. I need this one, he needs that one. We don't ever put them together because you've only got one set of keys. Plus, you know, I know that's the front door key. That's all I care about, and it's so easy to find. Separate your keys, people. Much easier. Women's key, men's keys. So that's it. That's it for the mods. We hope you got something out of that. And if you do get any ideas, or you want to order something, I've shown you all the little bits and pieces that you need to do. Like I said, nothing expensive, very cheap and useful. That's what I find. It's useful. It's not world changing, except for the bed for me, but it's useful stuff that I think you will use, and it's inexpensive. I'm not spending $800 on dinette cushions, but we got away with that for about $60, so very happy indeed. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it.